Been holding it in for a while. I'm just wondering, everybody just smile. Come on. It'll make you, it'll give you face value and make us all feel better because it gives endorphins out to us. Now I'm going to just tell you a quick story. I'm in Provo, Utah, preparing to be in The Chosen. They're filming. I want to be an extra in the background. And we're I'm with my friend Susie. I invited her to come along with me because I love to take people and have them have experiences. And we're walking along the streets, and there's this big line of musicians. All of them have out guitars. One guy even has his keyboard and the whole thing. And I go, what's going on? And they said, well, tonight is open mic night. Now, for those of you who know open mic, that means anybody can perform for 20 minutes, right? And they're taking them in and they're about ready to give them their numbers as they're standing in line. Well, I said, we'll come back when it's open and we'll listen to some of you. They go, okay, yeah, admission's only $4. So we walk around the town, fabulous town, meet a lot of great people and artists. He takes us to the art studio. We're having a great time. We go back to the place as promised. Walk in, and I'm talking to the owner, and I look, and here on the wall is all this stuff from Imagine Dragon. And I'm going, Imagine Dragon? What, how, do they come here often? He goes, no, they started here in an open mic. And I went, you're kidding me. He produces all their videos for them. I said, well, we play a portion, a very small snippet. I made sure I said it correctly, otherwise they could have sued me. Because if you play it for too long, they can have royalties, and I don't pay that. So you pay a little snippet of it. And we sat and talked for the longest time. I had a picture with them. I took a picture of the wall with all their stuff on there. And so when I heard that song today, it took me back to such a great memory. Are you taking memories and putting them with something that you can recall them that fast? Here's an example. What song do you play before you start your lead generation? What song or scripture or whatever you do you have a morning ritual? And if so, is there something connected to it that immediately you think of a memory, a great memory? Because when you begin your lead generation, or you have a song that you play every time you make an appointment, it will establish in your mind to the point that when you make and play that song, your brain will automatically start making appointments and desiring to make those and helping you make those. See, we have to train our brain, just like a little puppy dog, when you're teaching your puppy dog where to use the bathroom. You put their nose in it. No, not there, there, not there, there, not there, there. How many times do you have to do that? Well, your brain's the same way. And so are you linking something? Why do you think we start out with I'm on top of the world every day? So it's Tuesday, we're ready to go. And of course, this time, June 9th, we are on lead generation, filling the pipeline. And our focus is going to be on our database, touching it, getting something out of it, letting it work for us. And Kelly, I know you're on Summer Surge. So tell us about that as more people jump on, and we'll be ready to go.
Yes, ma'am. Summer Surge. My tongue is tied this morning. Summer Surge. Build the room. We just want to build this community, invite someone to join our Tuesday call. Be sure you text me and let me know and be like, hey, Kelly, so and so joined or you registered them. And the person who enrolls the most is going to get a free coaching call with Dianna and bonus Tony. Yay! So let me know, text me. My number's on there. I'm always here for whatever you need. All things Dianna.
Okay. You know what? Hey, you just bring the energy up in the room so much. I appreciate that. And let's get going. Let's hop right in, because what's one name? I asked you to bring a name to your database, from your database, that maybe you've been avoiding. And a lot of people go, "Oh, I don't avoid anyone." Good for you. I had one client, I can tell you, I just We had a bad closing. He was screaming and yelling and carrying on, and of course, I was doing the best I could to calm things down, get through the closing, the whole bit. And every time I did leave a message as to I trust the house is good, because he didn't answer. And every time his name came up, it was like, oh, finally, I picked up the phone and I thought, his name comes up again. I'm not going to avoid it. Come on, do the uncomfortable, Diana. Pick up the phone, and I started out with, and I won't use his exact name, but I'll use Doug. And I say, Doug, this is Diana Kokoska, and I've got to know, are you still upset at me? And this long pause, and he goes, upset at you? I was never upset at you. I said, what? I said, that closing went so bad. I mean, you were screaming and yelling. And he goes, yeah, you fixed it all. Why would I be upset at you? He said, I was having a bad day. I was taking it out on everybody. Now, here's where I'm going with this. In my mind, I had made up this big story about how he hated me, never wanted to do work with me. He was going to scream and yell. This is when I was first starting out. And I don't know if you have anybody like that, or maybe it's somebody that just talks too much and you go, oh Lord, if I call them, I'm going to be an hour to get off the phone. How many of you have ever had a client or have a client like that right now? Okay, good. Thanks for the honesty. All right. Well, let's go in. You can bring up their, what do I do? Don't call them by name. We don't want to know that. Or maybe you have a script that just isn't working that we can help you with. Maybe one question you've been afraid to ask out loud, because this is your time to help each other and time to get going with. Let me start out with how many of you are actually calling your database, not texting them, actually calling your database. You don't have to raise your hand if you don't desire to. I'm finding a lot of people are texting people, and that's good because people respond mostly to texts. Texts are starting to become like emails, though, because people are using them so much. The phone call, a lot of people don't answer their phone, and they don't listen to their voicemails for 2 or 3 or maybe 10 days. Who knows, right? Yet, have you thought about calling and then texting? Have you thought about having a Zoom for your clients? Is there something that you could be giving to your clients that you could have a Zoom where you actually see their faces and connect again? I was just from being on The Chosen and doing filming, we filmed clear up until 4 in the morning because they wanted night scenes, and then headed off to Atlanta where I was able to meet with John Maxwell and Ed Bastian and Horst Schulze, and just a great, great time. And as we were talking, there were two people there, Stuart and Dianna, and they go, it is so good to talk to somebody face to face. And I thought about that. At least Zoom is a little bit better than just a phone call that you can't see them. Ken and, oh my goodness, I can see her, Yetta up in Canada. They did a book club on my book for their people. They chose 100 clients, and they called them and said, if we gave you a book, would you be part of this book club? They asked me to be part of it one day. I got on expecting, a few people to show up. I was astounded how many people they had, and they asked questions, and the people were spilling their guts out, and they were so excited to be with somebody. They ended up getting 12 referrals from that book club that they did with their clients. And I'm going, oh my goodness, is there something? What if you did investment in real estate? What if you did, what is the market today? And bring people up to date so you're the expert instead of letting the newscasters spread all that junk that they do because negativity sells. Uh, think about it. We can open it up for discussion. What are some things that if you had a Zoom with all of your clients that you invited them to, what would it be about? Doesn't have to be about real estate. Could be about a lot of things. Have
I
you ever
think
thought
wills and
about having
trusts.
somebody on it? Who's just spoke? Can't see who
Hi,
you.
I'm D'Angela. I think wills and trusts would be a great topic, and it's kind of
Yeah.
intersected with real estate as well.
Absolutely. You know what? There's a lot of people that are planning their legacy and they don't have a trust set up. Have an expert on there. Get a trust attorney. Deb, let's go. Deb's out walking today. That's so good. I'm good. Good for you. A
Well,
3 mile walk. I got it.
I think I would do something about inspiration, um, positivity, giving people encouragement. Um,
Yeah, we all
looking,
need that.
yes.
So what, see, have you thought about it? And then you could call them and invite them to it. You could text them and invite them to it. You could call back and invite them to make sure they put it in their calendar, something that is of interest to them. And of course, growing our database, just even touching them, asking them for referrals. And the best one, of course, I shared this with people in bold and tweaked it a little bit. Yet, do you have 2 minutes to help me with a problem? And you could use that even in inviting them to something, such as I'm finding with many of my clients that they're very interested in wills and trusts, and a lot of them already have those set up. Yet, with all the new tax laws and all the new things that are coming about, when was the last time you actually updated yourself in understanding the new uh, the nuances that have come about, the new laws that have come about? I mean, Tony and I keep up on that with our trust, and we meet with somebody monthly. And last year there were so many changes. We're redoing a lot of the things that we did. I mean, little tweaks that you could help your clients with, anything that they could talk about. That you could actually even be in a contest. I'm in a group every Tuesday morning. We're having a contest this month to see who can obtain the most referrals. And of course, I love to work with people like you. That's why I'm calling you, and I'm sure your friends are much like you. So I'm calling to ask if you'll help me, right? Who do you know that is thinking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate? And when they say no, of course, you always say, thanks for taking a moment to think about that. Let me ask you, who might you know that would know somebody that's interested to buy a home or sell a home or invest in real estate? It's interesting when you ask the second time in a different way, a lot of times they do think of someone. You can even play with it and have, because people love kids, you know, and if they have children, which I'm sure if they're in your database, at least I would trust you did, you know, were your kids ever in one of those contests that they had to sell either Girl Scout cookies or candy bars for school, right? Well, I'm a kid at heart and I'm in this contest and I love to win. I'm kind of competitive, and you have fun with it. And let's see, we could actually do this week. Whoever wants to take this on. Kelly, if you'll write this down so we ask them next week, who called and who got referrals? And who else has some ideas of how you've gotten referrals from your clients? So let's go to Elijah, who says Susie. There you go.
Morning. Hope you're doing well today. My question is, I'm starting to do events, and I guess beyond getting people's contacts and following up, what else would you recommend to make the event uh, as good as possible in terms of getting business?
What, the event itself, if you did a Zoom call? Yeah,
I'm thinking of actually doing like an in-person writing group at this local bookstore. So
good. No, that's fabulous. So to make the event, think about yourself. What would set it apart? What about a handwritten note to each and every person for being there? Even a bottle of water that you've made the label for that has your name and phone number on it that says much gratitude for you being here. Some type of, obviously, they are expecting probably some type of a little dessert or cookies or whatever, yet can you make it special? What would make it special? That's what would set you apart from everybody else? Because see, everybody has punch and cookies or coffee. I mean, that's almost a given. What would set you apart? What little thing on writing could you even give them a pen with your on it and your phone number? You provide some kind of a notepad that had your name. Don't put your name at the bottom. Okay, folks, here's something that people just don't think about. They give out these calendars and they put all the information at the bottom of the calendar. And most people don't want that big calendar. So what do? They cut off the little bottom portion that has all your information on it and they got a great calendar. I'm going, think about the end user and not the person selling you the product. Think about the end user. The notepads I used to give notepads. I've had people call me for more notepads, and it had my picture at the top with all my information, and it had lines on it. And down at the bottom, it says, "What are you grateful for today?" See, or about writing every day. You could have a little tiny calendar like this that said, mark every time that you write to keep track. Are you consistent? Because Elijah, here's the one thing I find with realtors. It's the inconsistency that kills them. They call their past clients and then they don't for 3 months, and then they call their past clients and then they don't, or they'll do lead generation one day and not for the next 3. And it's just kind of up and down. It's the consistency that literally pays off. See, if I exercise once a week, probably not much is going to happen. When I exercise every day is when things start happening and your body then takes hold. So anybody else out there, you guys can jump in here if you've had
Diana,
something.
there's some great comments in the chat. Nisi wants
got
to
one,
know,
Diana.
how big was the notepad? 5x7, 11 by 14?
Oh no, it was much like a phone. Like it was probably about 3 inches and then about probably 5 to 7 inches down. It was like 2 bookmarks put together. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like the long
And then
bookmarkers. Yeah.
there's another one that says, Joanna says, I hear a lot of no one's buying.
Oh, yes. No one's buying. So how did they say that exactly, Joanne? Oh, somebody put in here chocolate. I like little chocolates. You can actually, Elijah, have chocolates made with your name and everything on the wrapper, but then they're going to throw it away once they take the wrapper off.
Mhm.
Okay, what are they saying? Can you give me an idea? Because just no one's buying. Who is saying that? Is that a client?
Yeah, just no like people in my database, like I'll call asking for referrals and I always hear, oh no, but no one's buying. Like I'm like, okay. And then they always say that, but I know that they are because I know the numbers and I tell them, But
Yeah.
that always comes up. Like somebody's
You
always
know, so here's what I would say. When they say, no, I don't know anybody because nobody's buying. I go, well, thanks for taking a moment to think about that. And the interesting part is that what you're hearing from the news, or is that just something that your friends are saying? And then find out, where are they getting that from? Don't ask them, where are you getting that from? That's too abrupt, right? No, I understand. Did you hear that on the news, or are you hearing that from other people? Oh yeah, I'm just hearing it all over, because they probably have not heard it from somebody specific. They're just thinking that themselves. So to let them off the hook, you say, yeah, you know what? So many people are spreading rumors. Has there ever been a time in your life that you heard something and it wasn't really true? I know I have. And this time is like that time. Because see, last week, and then you have your statistics, according to our multiple listing, and do not say MLS. Realtors, I'm telling you, too many realtors say MLS and the people don't know what the heck you're talking about. Be kind and think of the other person. in our multiple listing service, it said last week that 236 homes sold. So there are people buying, and you know why they're buying? Because the prices are lower than they've ever been. So do you know anybody that likes to save money that maybe isn't that happy with their home? See, you got to start changing our words, approach it from a different angle. If there is a construction site in front of you, you have to take a detour. And a lot of people, they don't see it as a construction site in front of them. You know, that's all an objection is. It's just a construction site. So we get to take a detour. And if they put another construction site up, we take another detour. And we just keep taking detours until we get to the desired location that we desire. Right. And it may be to just end up saying, you know what? Thank you so much. You've really enlightened me a lot today, and you've helped me a lot. Keep me in mind, and don't give my name out. Now, this really shocks people when I say, don't give my name out. And they go, well, here's why. Because when you give my name and phone number, they'll write it down and they'll probably lose it, like most people. Get their name and phone number and give me a call. That way I can honor you for the referral. I can get you a referral gift. I really appreciate referrals. See, you're teaching them how to give you referrals. Too many agents are thinking too much about themselves and just say, get off the phone, get it done. And it's like, come on, guys, this is about them. And I know a lot of people say, Diana, you can just cut to the chase. Well, why not? Isn't this business? I mean, how many people have called you and said, may I have some business advice from you? Most realtors never have anybody ask them for business advice. And you know why? Because these people this weekend said to me, I said, well, you could call a realtor in the area. And they go, oh, no, this is about a data center. I go, well, yeah. And they go, a realtor? Do they know business? And when they said that to me, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I thought to myself, well, are you running it like a business? Because if you do, Ronnie, you're clapping. You get it. We got to present ourselves in a way that people see you as an expert, whether it be about wills and trusts, and you bring an expert in. I mean, if you bring the expert in, you're still known as the expert who knows all the experts. See, you don't have to be the star. You can be the star because you bring other stars in. Okay, Deb, I don't know if you still want to speak, honey, if your hand's up, or if you just, because of your walk. I just commend you for walking 3 miles every day. Woohoo, wow. And if not, if you've got something to say, great. If not, I'll go to Chase. Okay, Chase. Oh, go ahead, Deb.
Awesome. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So I actually have 2 questions that made me think of. Number one, when I see a lot on social media, when people are making a request, like, does anybody know a realtor? What's a way to connect with that person in a way that stands out? If, of course, 50 realtors are putting their name in Instagram on the comments. The second question for an objection are the buyers that are the homeowners that have like low rates, 2 and 3%, that feel stuck because with the interest rates now, they can't buy anything, or
Wait.
doesn't
They
make sense.
can't buy anything, or they won't buy anything.
They won't buy anything because the math doesn't make sense to increase their rate or increase their mortgage compared to what they have with the lower rate.
Okay. Now, first of all, it's not about interest rates. We're buying into that. As agents, we think a lower interest rate means better stuff. And as long as we believe that, we will never change and we'll never get those clients to buy. We have to change our attitude and our perspective before we can change theirs. That's the big one. And whether it's a realtor or business, it does not matter. It's about changing perspective. So, are you saying that you want a low interest rate, Or are you saying you want the right house for the right payment?
Okay.
So that would be a way that you could get around it. See, it's all done through questions. It's not done through telling. This is how I look at telling. Bam, slam them right in the face, and they're never going to like you, right? So think about what could you ask them to get them to change their perspective. And so let's think about lower interest rates. First of all, let's think about the first one you said. Most people say, here's my name and phone number. I'm a realtor in this area. I would say something to the effect on the social media that I'd love to help, yet I would have to speak with you to make sure I'm the right realtor for you, because not every realtor is the same. Then I'd put my name and phone number. You'll stand out because everybody else is just saying, I'm a realtor in the area. I can help you. I know this area. I'm number one. Everybody's number one. If you sold a house on the block, you can be the number one realtor on the block, right? I mean, everybody. Are they going to advertise I'm number 5? Think about it. It's number 1. So that I would put something like that in just to stand out, to make yourself different, and to have them think they can qualify to work with you. Not everybody gets to. That makes you a little bit more special and different than anyone else. Now, let's
Diana,
go.
sorry.
Yeah,
There's
go
one
ahead.
question. There's one question in the from one of the online viewers, the live viewers, that wants to know, how would you describe the current market in one sentence?
Boy, they're out there giving me really good questions. And then I'm going to come back to that
Yeah,
lower
sorry, I
interest rate one.
know. We've got more up there, but I wanted to be sure we hit the
Okay.
live audience as well.
How would you describe the market in one sentence? I would say that the market is always a great market, because when supply and demand sets in, prices go down or prices go up. If interest rates are up, prices go down, so it equals out. If interest rates are low, prices go up, so it equals out. We're just in an equal market, always. That's probably what I'd say. Long sentence, yet there you go. Okay, now, low interest rates. Are you interested in low interest rates or in the house that you desire to live in for the price that makes sense? What do you think they're going to say? If they say low interest rates, they're really, I mean, come on, they're not even logical. Somebody started to answer me. I apologize. Yeah. So that's a shift in their thinking. Now you've got them thinking, you can say, when could we spend 15 minutes so I could show you and show you why so many people are deciding to buy today? Because, see, they get hung up on interest rates, which blocks people. It's a scarcity move. And I know you're an abundant thinker, yet somebody has put scarcity in you somewhere. I'd like to spend 10 to 15 minutes to show you how you can buy right now at a price that is great, that you'll never see again because of supply and demand. And see, I don't think enough realtors understand supply and demand. Go look it up, go read about it, because that's what you're in. You're always in a supply and demand world. If there's too many homes on the market, what happens?
Price goes down.
If the interest rates are high, what happens? Prices go down. If all these things, supply and demand, supply and demand.
Diana, as an investor, if you had a home with a low rate, to less than 3%, would you sell that home to buy another? I'm asking you personally, what would your strategy be?
It depends. We just did a 1031 exchange on one that we had a low interest rate on. Of course, actually we owned it free and clear, so I apologize on that one. We did one about 4 months ago on a 1031 exchange with a lower interest rate. This last one we own free and clear, and we did put a little bit of a loan on it because we want to start leveraging other people's monies right now. We don't mind having an interest rate. It's, do you make money on it? And what are you making right now? And has it hit the threshold? And do you have a financial advisor that's helping you? I mean, those are the things. And if you need a good financial advisor, just let us know, put it in there, and we'll recommend a couple of people to you that I know do a great job and watch after their clients very well. Okay, let's see. Ronnie, you're up right now, and then we'll go. I know it's 9 o'clock yet. I'll keep going for whoever wants to stay on. And it's good to see you guys again. Andrew, you're looking great down there. I'm excited to see you on. Lisa up here. My goodness, Tyler, Elijah, Kiba, Brenda, all of you guys, you're looking great. Ronnie, what you got?
It's always too short. Always too short, this class. I'm telling you. The pearly words of wisdom you give is amazing. And you know, it's funny. I think you taught me a long time ago, or Sean taught me a long time ago, you paint across their forehead. Make them feel special.
Yeah.
It's never about you, it's about them. Right?
My dad taught
Yeah.
me that. Yeah. In 9th grade, he
And
said,
they all
Dianna,
subscribe to WIFM. What's in it for
That's
me?
right.
So you have to understand that. The other thing you said, which I love, which I preach to the end of time, we got to stop using our verbiage, our vocabulary. You just said it. Multiple listing service. You don't say MLS. You don't say CMA. You say comparative market analysis. That shows you're a professional. That shows where you stand out. And Chase, I'm going to say this, and you may not agree with this, Dianna. COVID was the worst thing that ever happened to real estate. The reason is, as we learned now, the only difference between a 2% or 3% interest rate and 6 or 7 is 40 or 30% more in buying power. That's what people don't realize. That's what realtors don't get. Sean taught me a long time ago, for every 1%, it's 10% buying power. So guess what? When the interest rate dropped 1 point, Ronnie didn't say, "Oh my God, it dropped a point." Ronnie said, "Hey buyers, did you realize you just gained 10% buying power?" That's the catch to get them in the door.
That's so good. You know what? Isn't it interesting how just changing our own perspective? I think the biggest problem, somebody asked me the other day, what's the biggest problem with realtors? And I said that they buy in to all the bull crap that's out there. They're the biggest buyers there are. Instead of saying, I don't subscribe. It's when the doctor diagnosed me with cancer and I said, you say it. I don't claim it. I don't claim it. I won't claim it. I'll have the surgery. I'll do all the stuff. I won't claim it. I'm not doing chemo. I'm not doing radiation. I won't claim it. And I'm not. Yet, why do realtors claim, oh my gosh, the sky's falling? Why can one realtor with his team sell 4,026 houses last year when 70% of the agents couldn't sell one? It wasn't because all of a sudden in this little town of Myrtle Beach that was the only place on earth that people wanted to buy a house. No, it was because they didn't buy into all the BS that everybody says. And let's quit buying into the BS, because we're the ones, we should be giving hope. We should be giving encouragement. Like Deb said, do something that encourages people. Oh my goodness, wouldn't that be interesting? Instead of this doom and gloom, we walk around with our faces looking like we're half dead. Let's smile and act like this is such a great thing. Okay, I'm down. I'll get off the preacher's thing here. Lisa, you're up. You're on mute, my friend. And Lisa, hailing up there on the East Coast, you're on mute. There we
Okay,
go.
thank you, Dianna. Thank you for taking my call. A couple of things I put in the chat. One of the big things I used to do with my mortgage person and my attorney, because we always have a team.
Yeah.
Even if you're not on a team, we always have a team. We used to do a first-time buyers seminar, which was great because any questions, because I really believe teamwork makes the dream work. So I bring the team together. We would pass out flyers, and I know even first-time realtors who don't have funds ahead of them, you would have your mortgage person pay for the flyer or attorney because you're bringing them these buyers to them as well. And then the other one I would do is a downsizing. So you got the newbies and then you got the people that are retiring that want to downsize, but you wouldn't call it sell your house because a lot of, they're very afraid to think, oh my God, to sell my house. So it would be like how to clear your clutter. And I would get people involved in that as well to clear it out and, to just, and then they think, well, wow, now maybe is a good time once I get everything cleared out and so on. So things like that were very helpful in my career. And when I was a productivity coach for KW, I used to say to them, okay, there's a school system in your town, right? In every town. Yeah.
Yes.
Think of doing a magnet, a school magnet. Because the best thing you can do is when you walk in someone's house and you see your picture on the refrigerator, because it's going to be top of mind. So I used to also do a magnet, school vacation, and so on. And it was great because.
Yeah. And you just cut out on us. It is great as long as it has something on it. Like Lisa said, put something about the school on it so they'll reference that magnet. Otherwise, it just becomes part of the refrigerator and somebody else can walk in and get it. Here's some things I do want to say. Jeannie said, video text those people when you're doing the social media so you stand out. Ronnie said video text. Let's see, everybody's saying, I hear a lot of no one's buying. I used to do a first time buyer seminar. Any ideas to invite my neighbors? Some are fairly new and they are renters. Well, for heaven's sakes, get to know your neighbor party and just have desserts. Ask everybody to bring a dessert and get to know your neighbors. That is a great thing. I used to have dessert night for realtors. Anybody that sold one during the month, we'd all together and it was game and dessert night. And we had a ball and we had so much fun. Everybody was, I mean, not everybody, that's a very generalization. Lots of realtors would call me and say, hey, I have a buyer. Do you have anybody or any listing that might fit? Because they wanted to be part of it. Make the party so great that the fear of missing out becomes the big thing. I teach a class on guerrilla marketing that includes creative ways to show up differently. Someone told me to ask a second question about a more specific group they know. What about church? Yes, absolutely. That's right in the bold scripts that I wrote. Who do you know from church or from work? So you're getting their brain to think. By the way, the brain always wants to answer a question. And I really want to commend Deb this morning. She texted me and said, hey, people are talking about you on this call that I'm on. And I said, well, then you need to get on my call so you can hear the new things that I'm doing. And she said, okay. I said, so with summer surge, let's get lots more people on here. I mean, look at the things that you guys are sharing with each other. This person has a life insurance license last year, and I've not offered those services to my past clients. Well, give them a call because I got to tell you, insurance is something that a lot of people need. They don't want it. They don't think they need it. They don't think they need a will or a trust, and they don't think they need to get their affairs in order. Yet, do they love their family? Do they love their family? Because if you know the horror stories that happen to people in probate, for heaven's sakes, you would never leave your family that way. Let's see. I'd be an honor to connect with the best realtor for your needs. In order to connect with me and the right individual, specifically, what are you looking for? That's all. Let's end with you. It's 9:10, and I've got another Zoom call coming up in 5 minutes here. So.
So real fast, want to remind y'all about Sales Mastery. Dianna has her Sales Mastery at the end of June. If you haven't, you won't want to miss it. 4 days, 1 hour live. See you there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that because we're changing it up. A lot of people said we want more scripts, so we're going to do a lot more script practice. Not the first one. First one is a call. VIP will be in breakout rooms with scripts, and the others will hear the scripts, and I'll be going through them with tonality, because a lot of people have scripts and their tonality is such that they're literally turning people off. They don't realize all these little nuances that we study. Okay, Claudia, real quick, what you got?
Thank you. I'm turning 50 on Saturday, and I have made a thank you. I have invited 5 couples from my cul-de-sac, yet there is more people that I know, and I am right now wondering whether to keep it intimate or to invite everyone. And as a realtor that worries about her appearance, I care about those decisions, and I was wondering what you think about that. I do have an opportunity to invite them to my Halloween party later on, everybody. So it doesn't have to be this one. I just wanted your opinion because sometimes I stressed about those little details.
Yeah, and I get that, hun. First of all, I want to remind you for happy birthday. That's fabulous
Thank
on
you.
Saturday. And you're a child of God, so you don't need to stress. If God loves you, it really doesn't matter if anybody else does. I mean, I learned a long time ago, I got to stop worrying about what people think about me. I want to help people. Sometimes that means you got to tell them what they don't want to hear. Uh, Yet I care so deeply about people and I love them so much that I do desire to help. Some people will like me, some people won't. Yet I would love to help you be very, very comfortable and confident in your own skin because you are a fabulous lady.
Thank
As
you.
I told you before you broke that up, you are
Yes.
a fabulous lady. I just want you to accept that. And secondly, it's up to you who you want to invite. If you want to invite a lot of people, invite a lot of people. And if people go, I can't believe she's a realtor and invited all these people, well, you know what? They won't show up. So who cares? And if they say, I can't believe she invited a lot of people, I would start out by saying, you know what? I invited all of you because I love people. And I want to get to know each and every one of you because I love people. Now, if they say, oh, look, she or invited a lot of people, they'll go, well, yeah, because she loves people. See, you've got in your head that you're inviting a lot of people to get business. Get in your head, you're inviting a lot lot of people to celebrate and
Actually, I
honor
just
your
want to invite
50th
10
birthday.
people and I don't want to invite everybody else.
Invite 100. Who cares? I mean, who do you desire to invite?
10
Because
people.
see, it's
Yeah.
your party. Let me if I could show you this, Claudia, and I can
Mhm.
see if I can pull it up and send to you. A lady gave her husband a 50th birthday party. Cam is her name. She lives in New York City. She took the top of the World Trade Center, the museum area, okay? The entire floor. They had 500 people. Sit down dinner, dancing. They had a floor show. She brought in dancers. She brought in a band. It was his 50th. That's the way they desired to celebrate. She's from India. Everybody wore an Indian outfit and honored her country of India. They had Indian dancers. They had all the music. They had everything. And do you know, to this day, everybody's still talking about her birthday party, his birthday party. Now she's turning 50. And she said, my husband cannot plan the party. I'll plan the party. And it will be as big, if not bigger. She didn't care what people thought.
Mhm.
And she wanted business from all of them too. Now, I'm not saying I've been to weddings as extravagant as this, and they called them extravagant weddings. So with that, we do have to move on. Yet I just want to
Cute.
really look at me, honey. Look at all of us. You deserve to have whatever you desire. It's your 50th. You're only going to be 50 one time. If you want to
Thank you.
celebrate it with one person, that's your choice. If you want to celebrate it with 100 people, that's your choice. Don't worry about what other people think because it's your life.
Thank you.
Don't live it for other people. Live it for
Thank you.
yourself, because you deserve to have a life by design that you design,
Thank
that
you.
people are brought in because your heart, I know you care about what they think because your heart is so big, you love them. It's not about you, my dear. I get that. It's not about what will they think of me. It's actually, I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to have them not have a good time. They won't come if they don't want to come, and don't take it personally. That you
Yeah.
invite as many people as you desire, as many people as you feel comfortable feeding, whatever it is. I don't care if you have ice cream and cupcakes and you do,
Yes.
what do they call, cornhole and volleyball or whatever it is you want to do. It's your party. And with that, they say it's your birthday.
Thank you. Thank
Go
you.
have a good time. Go put
Thank
that
you.
Beatles song on. They say it's your birthday. Da 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 da. You got to
Thank
have a
you.
good time. And with that, I'll even sing to you the stole lot. This is it. Happy birthday. Stole lot, na gia not stole lot, na gia not yesterday, na gia na, yeah, na gia na. There you go. There's my karaoke for the day.
Thank
Love you all.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.